Hello again, everyone. Yes, just another pickups video. No intention of doing this today at all, but I've ended up with a small bit of time, pretty much because the girlfriend's having a Lord of the Rings marathon day, where she's watching them all in a row, which she does from time to time, which means I get some gaming in and be able to do stupid stuff like this. So, I had all this stuff to my side, so there's no order to it. I've just picked it up and moved it over here, so I can move it from one side to the other. So, what have I picked up recently? Well, a while ago, I got sent some games for a system from Feed Me Chicken that Hold on, my computer's making noises. I don't want it recording that. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I sent some games for a system that I always wanted to pick up, but I didn't have one at the time. So yeah, Feed Me Chicken sent me, I think it was 3 or 4 games for this system. And then he sent me a link, I think it was beginning of the month or so, saying that he'd found one real cheap. I should probably jump on it, which I did, which was an N-Gage QD. So yeah, the old little Nokia phone. This is the one I've always wanted, because it's the one that you can actually change the games out without taking the back off of it and removing the battery and stuff. So yeah, I've mostly been playing Tony Hawk's on it, which is a surprisingly decent little port. But yeah, I used to have an N-Gage back in the day, but yeah, I completely forgot how they controlled. They are a bit awkward. This one is better than the original one. The original one, it's the old taco phone where you had to hold it to the side on it. Bit weird. But yeah, this is a decent little system. And the screen on this holds up pretty well, to be honest with you. I'm enjoying just mucking around with it. The other games he gave me a while ago were MotoGP, Tomb Raider. Was that it? MotoGP and Tomb Raider? Or was there a fourth one? Might have been 3. I can't remember. But yeah, I haven't played MotoGP, but I've played Tomb Raider. But I should grab some more games for it. I'm enjoying it. It's a quirky little thing which doesn't really need to exist anymore, but yeah, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? Up next, this was something I bought off of Vinted because I was starting my PS4 Platinum Challenge. I never know if games have Platinums or not, but if I see them cheap enough, I grab them. Turns out this one doesn't. I should have guessed it wouldn't have, but it's Summer Sports Games. Yeah, it's just some tat. I found this on, I think it was Vinted for like £3 or £4 delivered, so I grabbed it. Why not? This next one is a game which I've got the remaster of, but I don't have, the remake of. I've got the sequel to this on PS1, but I was in a random charity shop. You know, when you just think, there's never anything in there, but you go in, and for £5 sitting on the side was a copy of Medieval. Yeah, it's all complete with a manual. It did have a really broken case, but I had this spare one lying around. But yeah, £5. Wasn't going to leave that behind. Do another Vinted pickup, shall we? I think it was like £2 delivered. I know nothing about it. I think it's a 3D collectathon platformer, but I'm not sure. It was Clive and Wrench. Yeah. Don't know. I'll have to give it a go. It feels like it might have got wet at one point, but it is dry. It's not crinkled. But for like £2, yeah. I don't know. If it is a 3D collectathon platformer, I usually like them, so it's all good. Up next is one that I've been wanting to play for ages. To be honest, I wanted the PS4 version of it because I wanted it just to play this year. But I never see it anymore, and it's always mentioned by YouTubers as being a bit of a hidden gem. I don't think it's that hidden anymore. I think it's known as like a Sonic clone, pretty much. It is a Kaze in the Wild Masks, or Kaze in the Wild Masks, however it's pronounced. Yeah, it was in the local CEX for £12. Case is a little tatty, but yeah, it's just one I've always wanted to play. It just looks fun. I have heard that it gets pretty tough, though. I'm probably rattling through these a bit too fast to put gameplay in, but we'll work something out. Up next, this turned up today. This is one of the reasons as well why I decided to do this pickups video, because I think it's one of the last things I've got that's not coming from like a limited company. It is Serial Cleaner. It's a limited run game, but yeah, I bought this off eBay for like £20 or something it was. I think it was like £22, I think. Not to be just confused with Serial Cleaners, which is the sequel. This is like a 2D little like single room kind of game where you've got to stealth around and hide corpses and hoover up blood and stuff while you're being hunted by the police, I think. The sequel looks like a much like more fleshed out experience because it's actually 3D. Still top down, but more isometric 3D. But I thought if I'm going to play both of them, I've got to play the first one first. So I think limited run was the only way to get a copy of that. The sequel, I think, got a physical in Japan. I don't know if it got one anywhere else. No idea. Then we've got a couple here coming up for, as I said, I'm going to go big on the PS4 horror subset this year. I picked this up the other day on the PS5, but I was randomly scrolling YouTube, and there was a live stream going on from Donald Mackerel Gaming, where he was selling off some of his stuff, and he had a copy of the Callisto Protocol. So yeah, I snagged that off of him. It's a spiritual successor to Dead Space, isn't it? Or made by the same people as Dead Space. I spoke about it in one of the other videos, but yeah. This next one is a very difficult game to come by for the PS4 horror subset these days. It is Distrust. So yeah, it's kind of based on like The Thing, where you're set somewhere and you don't know who you can trust and things, whether they're going to be an evil being of some kind, you know, that kind of thing. I haven't played it yet. I have checked some reviews of it. It's a bit, some people said they really like it. Other people say it's absolute tosh, so I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? But yeah, hard to come by. I got that off of eBay because I saw a guy with a listing who had like 3 or 4 games being sold as a bundle, and I asked him if he'd sell me that. I think it was £45. I think it was. It's about 38 quid in CX, but it doesn't really pop up in CX very often. Up next is recently been Valentine's Day, and me and the girlfriend always get ourselves some little gifts. Get each other little gifts. And she bought me some PS4 games, all horror ones. So, first of all, we'll start off with this one, which is a game I've always wanted on the Wii U, but it's really expensive on there, and if I'm going to get it, I want to make sure it's complete. But she found a copy for the PS4. I think this is the Chinese or Asian release of it, but it plays in English. It's a Fatal Frame, made in the Blackwater. So yeah, part of the Project Zero, Fatal Frame, those things, they've always got different names in every region. Yeah, not played this one. There's also a version of Mask of the Lunar Eclipse on the PS4, which is in English, which is the only time you can get it in English because it was originally a Wii game and it was in Japanese. But there is a translation for that, which I've played, which is pretty good. But I've never played Made in the Blackwater. If you've never played them, it's a game where survival horror where you fight ghosts with a camera. So, yeah. They're usually pretty good. This next one, I'd say comes under the horror subset, but it's not really like scary or anything. I'm pretty sure it's like a run and gun Metroidvania. It might not be a Metroidvania, but it's definitely a run and gun game. It is Butcher. So yeah, I think this was done by the same people who did Carry On, which is that one where you're that weird blob and you go around absorbing people. But yeah, this looks like good fun. It looks solid though, like really hard, but it was purposely made to be like really edgy and violent. So yeah, I don't know if it's not gonna see anything through that baggy, are you? It looks fun. It does look fun. But it's always been on the horror subset lists I've looked into, so we'll class it. And this final one from the girlfriend is a game I do not like. She loves this game. She's got the platinum on this game. It's literally going to be a coaster one day. It's an online-only game. It's Dead by Daylight. But I've always wanted this edition of it just to go with my Silent Hill subset, which gives it away. It's the Dead by Daylight Silent Hill edition. So yeah, it's a... what do they call them? I can't remember the name of the type of multiplayer game where you're one person versus a lot of them. And they had like tie-ins with different games and different movies and stuff. And yeah, they did a Silent Hill tie-in. This does actually, though. What does it come with? It comes with something really random. Is it a soundtrack? Yeah. It comes with a soundtrack. As well as the game. So. But yeah, it'll just be a coaster one day. Do I intend on playing it? Probably not. She had to put in like something like 500 hours to get the platinum or something, so I don't know. Kind of jumped into the hype of this one. I saw that a lot of people were singing its praises. Retro Ghetto, one of the main people singing the praises of this. It is Avathor. To be honest, it's sold out everywhere on the Switch. But I thought, I don't want a Switch copy. I'll play it on here. It looks good. It kind of reminds me of Volgar, the Viking is what it looks like. But nowhere near as difficult. It looks difficult, but not as difficult as that. So I'm willing to give that a go. But I haven't played any PS5 stuff in a while. And I'll tell you why. Actually, I can tell you now. Found it. The girlfriend was talking to her sister who'd recently bought a PS5 and was playing this game. And she goes, "Oh, have you got this game? I'd really like to play it." And it's not very often she says that, and I don't have the game. So I went and grabbed the copy. Hogwarts Legacy. This actually looks pretty good. She's really close to the platinum on it, so soon I'll be able to play the PS5 again. But it has become a Harry Potter machine for, for about 50 hours or so she's been playing it for. But yeah, I genuinely want to give that a go. My plan was originally to buy the PS4 version, but I couldn't find the PS4 version in like the short amount of time I was looking for it, which was probably about an hour. So what we'll do next? We'll do this next. My mate messaged me saying that his mum was getting rid of her DS, and did I want it? Didn't want anything for it. So the DS probably doesn't really work. The hinge is broken on it. It does actually charge. It does turn on, but with this, the screen like cuts in and out, so it's pretty easy to fix. So yeah, I'll get that going again. But I'm dropping it. It came with some games, if I can pick them up. It came with some 3DS games, which I was a bit confused by, but never mind. There was also some other games, but they couldn't find the actual cartridges, so she said she'd let me have them if she finds them, but never mind. First up was Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy on the 3DS. I've never actually finished any of the Professor Layton games. Don't know why. I should. I do enjoy them. Rooms, which I think is it like a puzzle game where you slide rooms about? I think. Professor Layton and Pandora's Box. The obligatory brain training. Professor Layton Spectre's Cool. I do have some of these games already, but I'll pass them on to my mum because she likes things like the Professor Layton games and that. Crossword Collection. Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. Professor Layton and the Lost Future. I think she's only got Curious Village, which is there, so I can give her all of those. But yeah, that was it. It was, yeah, I was incredibly grateful that they thought of me to see if I wanted them. But as I said, the ones I haven't, but I've already got, I will pass on probably to my mother because she likes her little puzzle games. And the DS is the only thing she plays, so yeah. And the last few bits. Oh no, it's not the last few bits. Got these as well. Once I was playing thingy, what's it called? Tony Hawk's on the N-Gage. It made me wonder, do I have every version of Tony Hawk's? I do not, of the original one. I think I'm missing the Dreamcast one, but I thought, I know there's a Game Boy Color version, so I picked that up. This is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. It's got like a half-pipe mode, a little like top-down kind of race mode and something else, but yeah, it's I thought they could have done something quite interesting with this, and they didn't. Luckily, everywhere I saw was like 25 quid for a cartridge of this, like on eBay. I didn't check CEX, but I found a bundle on eBay which was like 9 quid, which had this, some Tonka racing game or something, which is dreadful as well. I think it was like, I did try all these. I think it was an isometric racer, but the controls were bizarre with it. You'd think it'd be more tank control-y, but it isn't. It kept changing as like with the way that the car was orientated. It was bizarre. And I think this might be a French copy of Robot Wars, because when I put this on, yeah, it was all in French, but it was pretty easy to work out. But it was crap. To be honest, all the Robot Wars games I've ever played, they're crap. And to finish this off, oh no, not to finish it off yet. This is one that I've been wanting to play for a while. I like playing turn-based RPGs with the girlfriend. We sit down and play them together. We played like stuff like Lost Sphere and Sea of Stars together and that kind of thing. So I've been after another one, but she's very like kind of particular with those types of games. They can't be too long. They can't be too text heavy. I don't know if this is going to be that text heavy, but I don't think it's that long of a game. But it's Monochrome Mobius. But this is like usually about a £40-50 game everywhere I've looked for it. But this popped up for about 20 quid, I think it was. Maybe less. I can't remember. On eBay, I think it was. But yeah, when it turned up, it is... I can't remember what language that's in. No idea. It might be Italian. But yeah, apparently it all plays in English and it was sealed. So I am not too fussed about text on the back. As long as the spine is in English, that's all I care about. So yeah, looking forward to playing that one. So gotta wait for her to finish Potter. Then it'll be okay. And finally, to end this off, 2 games which I didn't even know I had coming. I bought these in the Pixel Heart sale. Just completely forgot about them. Then I randomly got a thing saying your parcel from France was being delivered. I had no idea what it was. But it was these 2. Up first was Golden Force, which is like some kind of, I think, really difficult side-scroller of some kind. I remember people saying it was going to be hard to get or something originally when it came out. But yeah, this was, I think these were like 15 quid each or something. I think. But yeah, Golden Force. And the one I actually wanted to buy from the thing was Andro Junos 2, which I've heard is a very good shmup. So, which came with these postcards in this little envelope. I originally went on there to buy the collector's edition of this because it was like 30 quid. But then I saw that I could get those 2 for the same price, and I don't really have room for collector's editions. So yeah, looking forward to that. Annoyingly though, doesn't have a platinum. So I can't use it for my platinum challenge, but I have seen there's a boss rush mode in it, and I'm not very good at them, so maybe that's a blessing in disguise. Yeah, but other than that, I think that's everything I've picked up. This has been a very quick, waffly video, but yeah, sometimes that's how you gotta do them, innit? I just like showing what crap I've bought. Yeah, right, that's enough. Buggering off. Have fun.